Now it's time for Media Watch, a roundup of some of the stories making news across China. A series of photos which won a National Photo Award were not taken by the prize-winning photographer. That's according to the China Youth Daily, which reports that the well-known photographer in question, Sang Yu-ju, has been stripped of the award he received 6 months ago. The China Photographers Association, the CPA, runs the Golden Medal Award, generally recognized as the top award for photographers in China. It claims Sang plagiarized the work of other photographers and therefore broke the competition's rules. However, Sang insists that the entry was a joint work composed by him and another photographer. So far, the CPA is not impressed with this argument. It says cloud formations in the landscape photo are identical to those in another photo taken by a colleague of Sang's years before. One person was killed and dozens injured when over 200 hired thugs clashed with more than 100 local residents in the village of Hewan in Jiangsu province. According to the Beijing News, 30 people were detained after the incident, including the village party secretary. The paper says the cause of the conflict was the local authorities illegally appropriating villagers' farmland. According to the Beijing News, around 80% of the locals' lands have been seized for industrial construction. And since 2007, there have been a number of violent disturbances over land grabs. The paper points out that all these took place despite Ministry of Land and Resources rules that laid down strict punishment for the misappropriation of farmland. According to the China Daily, cell phone users in the western region of Xinjiang are once again able to send text messages to other parts of China, but sending text overseas remains prohibited. The service was cut in the aftermath of the July 5th riots in Urumqi, which left around 200 people dead. Internet access was cut and international calls and text message services in the region suspended. The authorities claim these services were used by those behind the riots to organize the unrest. The regional government decided to gradually lift the ban on internet service in late December last year, citing what it called the improving social situation in the region. Xinjiang residents are currently allowed partial access to two government-controlled websites, xinhuanet.com and people.com.cn, as well as two commercial websites, sina.com.cn and soho.com. However, access to email, forums, and blogs on those sites is still prohibited. China Broadcasting Net says the city of Tianjin will completely ban smoking in health and education centers, public transport and administration offices by 2011. Those who break the ban will be fined as much as $1,700. The website quotes statistics as saying that almost 60% of men in the coastal city smoke, the highest proportion in China. Meanwhile, around 12% of women smoke. Statistics from 2007 showed that China had over 300 million smokers, the largest number in the world. And those who die of causes related to passive smoking is estimated at over 100,000. Finally, the Liaoshen Evening News reports that 8 air hostesses formed a special reunion flight crew on January 14th to celebrate their 30 years in the air. They were also amongst the very first cabin crew to be recruited from civilian applicants rather than the military, and all of them are still working today. 30 years ago, China's civil aviation fleet consisted of just 2 types of aircraft, each with just 1 cabin crew member on board. And that's today's Media Watch, and in fact that is all for the team here at BON News for now. Thanks for watching and see you next time.